is fair in love and war and child believing. When Mama stayed in San Tropez, she had a ball or two, and I'm telling it to you straight, so you don't have to hear it another way. Oh, Annie, I'm not your daddy. This is Marlena Mortensen. She's from Copenhagen, Denmark. She's the new chanteuse with the band, and she's fantastic. That's all I wanted to say. Say hello to the people.
She's hot, that's what she is, hot.
Hot to trot. And she's here, and she's with us. She's singing tonight. She's doing 14 numbers tonight on stage. So check it out. Thanks, darling. Okay, you can go get ready now. Isn't she beautiful? Sweet Jesus.
All right, so let's get down to it. Kid Creole, it's great to have you here. Outrageous, fashionable,
Thank you so much. What's your name?
stylish. I'm Laura. It's lovely
Laura.
to meet you.
It's indeed a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Now tell
I just
me.
want to say that I don't remember being in Puente, whatever, the Romano, Shalando, whatever it's called. I don't remember being here because I played every place in the universe. So for me, that's special to be in a special place. I just want to say this is Barnaby Dickinson. He's our trombone player. He's been in the band 16 years, 17, 18, 19, 20, exactly. And he never gets the props that he deserves. He's an incredible trombone player, and I just want the world to know him so that perhaps when I retire, which is very soon, in about 30 days, that Barnaby is going to take over the band. It's going to be the Kid Creole tribute band, and Barnaby is going to be the MD.
I've got a little question about that.
Yes, darling.
It's taken 16 years for you to recognise this poor gentleman.
Yes, I'm slow. They say that I'm slow at some things and fast at others. However, I'm going to make amends for that by passing the baton on to him so that he can carry on the tradition of Kid Creole in the real world.
And what is it like to be the trombone player
Big mistake.
in this band?
Big mistake. Big mistake. That's why I've never introduced him. You see now?
I see your point. I see your
you
point.
Can go back to your dressing room now. Thanks a lot, Barney. That's Barnaby Dickinson. And he will be famous after this is shown around the world.
Let's talk though.
Yes.
30 years you've been going now, or is it over 30 years? Are you not bored yet?
You know what? It's actually more than, let me think for a minute. It's more than 30 years, I think, because I started back in 1976 with a band called Dr. Buzzard's Original Savannah Band. And we were very lucky we had success immediately out of the box. So I thought this whole music trip was going to be easy. Boy, was I wrong. So after the Savannah Band, I jumped ship because that was my brother's band, and he was treating me like shit. So anyway, so I wanted to be my own boss. So I said, big brother, I'm jumping ship. I'm going to start my own band. It's going to be called Kid Creole and the Coconuts. And he turned to me, no, his girlfriend turned to me and said, who's going to be the lead singer? And I said, I'm going to be the lead singer. And she laughed in my face and said, ha, ha, ha. So then I said, oh, I really have to prove this bitch wrong and my brother wrong. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to conquer the universe. And that's how Kid Creole started, actually. But I, of course, this is tongue-in-cheek. I love my brother. But that my brother would not have been in the band. And I love his female vocalist, Corey Day, who was the lead singer of Dr. Buzzard's Original Savannah Band. But she did laugh in my face. But I love her anyway because it gave me the courage to continue. Wow, that's a hell of a answer to your question. But no, I didn't answer your question, actually, because you asked me, am I bored yet?
Are you bored? Absolutely.
I'm actually not bored with the actual moments on stage yet. I'm bored with the traveling. I'm bored with the hotels. I'm bored with interviews. I'm bored with all the other things.
We're different. We're a good time.
but I'm not bored with that moment on stage. Is still magic. When I get bored of that, that's when it's over.
Okay, and tell me, I read a little piece saying that you thought about this in a nightmare. You had this vision in a nightmare. Now
that's a true story.
But let me. Did you not mean a dream? I mean, being surrounded by 3 scantily clad, beautiful women. Surely it's not a nightmare.
That's a good point. No one's ever taken me up to task on that. It was actually a dream. Yes, I called it a nightmare because it didn't end well.
Oh.
The dream was that, I'm going to form a band and blah blah blah, but it didn't end well. That's why I called it a nightmare. But the whole concept of being surrounded by beautiful women can sometimes be a nightmare too.
Never.
Believe it or
Never.
not.
We're really, really easy and really just so good to have around.
You know
all
what
the time.
people don't realize? The great thing about this business is, I was just saying it to Mama Coconut, who's been in the band 18 years. She's crazy. Anyway, as I was traveling here, I said to her, people don't know what goes into a show. They really don't know. They come to see the show. They pay their money. They see you on stage. They say, fantastic. They have no idea of the hurdles and the obstacles and the headaches that go into a show of this magnitude. And we laughed about it and said, you're 100% right. Every 5 minutes there's another problem. At sound check, for instance, the bass guitar did not arrive. The bass guitarist was lost. We couldn't find him. And then there was not a hotel room for one of the musicians who was traveling. And people don't know this. And it all falls into the lap. Ultimately, I get all the headaches. Though I have buffers, there's 1,001 people before me, but it all comes down to me at the end. I have to make the decision in the end, whether to fire somebody or to say, accountability is the name of the game. Who's accountable for there not being another hotel room here? It's got to be someone accountable, right?
I don't think anyone would account for it.
Exactly. That is exactly what happened. Everyone passed the buck.
So have we got any new material coming out?
You know what? The Muse has not been visiting me lately, so I haven't been writing a lot of new material, but we are doing some new material tonight that has not... The Muse. Well,
we could have inspiration right here, right now on TV.
Are you flirting with me? I love it.
Well, you know what? I might well be. It's an exclusive.
You know what? Now that you mention that, the Muse might be back.
You heard it now on TV.
I might be writing a song tonight instead of going to the after party.
That's it. You heard it. So you're looking
and it
for...
might be called Laura.
You heard it here. And
exclusive.
So how do I audition to be a coconut as well?
Well, you know what? You could you could actually become a coconut very, very easily.
Thank you very much.
The audition in the old days, I must point out, in the old days it was my responsibility to hire the coconuts, and that destroyed 3 marriages by me being in charge.
It kind of would do, yeah.
Exactly.
I can see
so
that.
now that job falls to my girlfriend, Mama Coconut, Eva Tudor, who's been in the band 18 years, the crazy one. So therefore, she's in charge of hiring the girls. And basically, it's all about the look, which you have. Okay. It's about singing and dancing, and also about a good personality on the road. People forget that you can have all the talent in the world. You can be the greatest singer, the greatest dancer. But if you don't get along on the road with the other musicians, it's a pain in the ass. And believe me, we've had those musicians and those singers who just don't get along with other people, and you just don't want to go through that.
But girls have hormones. We have periods.
No, I understand. Oh, well, you know what? You know what? Guys do too. And that's a fact.
It's always our time of the month.
That's correct. There's a great story in Time magazine last week about men's testosterone and how the equivalent of the male menopause is now this whole thing of lacking testosterone, which is an interesting thing. And now they've come out with all these shots to enhance your testosterone, to make you more, as you get older, to make you more, how shall I say, agile?
Good way of putting it.
Something like that. But anyway, yes, so that's what it would take for you to become a coconut. You would have to go to Mama Coconut and you would have to say, I have the goods, and let me prove to you I have the goods.
So putting the blame on somebody else,
exactly.
Just as you said before.
You got it. Amen.
I've got the measure.
That is it.
Kid Creole.
but do you sing and dance?
I do. I have been.
Oh, John, what have you done? What have you done? What have you done? Oh my God, help me.
Come on, favorite song, right here, right now, what is it?
My favorite, a Kid Creole favorite or anybody favorite?
Oh no, well actually, let's start with yours and then let's move on to somebody else's.
My favorite tune that I've ever written in the history of the world is a song called The Love We Have. It was on the first album, and I love it. No one has ever listened to it, but I love it to death. It's my favorite. And the ones that are everybody else's favorite are the ones that, I was written quite easily. but this one I struggled over, and it was my favorite. It's been my favorite for a long time. My favorite other song, well, there are so many. There's so many of them that I love. I was inspired at an early age by an eclectic blend of artists and singers. So that's why the music is such a mumbo jumbo. It is very eclectic because I love all aspects of music. I love reggae. Bob Marley turned me on at an early age, not literally, but euphemistically. And of course I love the calypso artists, Lord Kitchener and the Mighty Sparrow from Jamaica. But I love pop music. The Beach Boys was an early influence. The Beatles, major influence. I loved funk, James Brown, and all that. So when you ask me a favorite song, it's impossible to name a favorite song because I have a favorite song from each one of those artists.
And your dress sense?
Well, the biggest influence for my dress sense and my musical sense was Cab Calloway. He was a band leader in the 1940s. People know him from the Blues Brothers movie that he did in the 80s. But basically, he was an amazing band leader, a great showman, and he wore the zoot suits and he wore the fedora, the giant fedoras, and I stole that from him. And had the opportunity to work with him twice, and it was an amazing moment for me. It was like meeting your idol and having to work on the same stage with him. It was fantastic. Cab Calloway.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for making the time.
Absolutely.
What a performer.
Yes.
We're going to go and enjoy the show.
Oh,
thank you very much
Thank
on
you.
behalf of myself and on TV. Thank you.
Amen.